All right, so these are my calories for the week, and I'll just eat this today. So I'm feeling much leaner now. I did drop 2 pounds. Someone asked, is my weight changing at all? I hadn't checked. I only checked because somebody asked me and I wasn't sure. And as I've told you guys, I don't really check the scale ever. I just look at body composition, how it's changing. I use video, photos, and that tells me how I should feel. Plus, you just feel different. Like, I feel way leaner. I don't even have to look in the mirror. I just look down and I'm like, yep, I'm leaning. Just because I told you guys, how long ago was it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago I told you guys I gotta start leaning. My belly was really getting bigger. I still have like a little bit extra in my back, but for the most part I feel extremely lean. So I thought I was taking it slow. I lean pretty quickly, just doing all the right steps, but I'm happy. Yay for summer, and we're lean. She's like, I don't know what I'm excited about, but okay.
All the sugar.
Oh, all the sugar. Daddy made her a French toast. Yummy, right? Was it yummy? Woof, woof, woof. Go play with Luna. Excuse my girls, they're playing. You might see them running around here. Anyways, as promised, we're gonna talk about calories and can you make up for lost calories? Now, you have a lot of people, I guess, that are saying that total calories at the end of the week matter just as much as total calories at the end of the day. Now, here's my opinion. You're gonna get like a lot of people who think it's right and people who think it's not right. This is just how it's gonna be. If you wanna experiment on your body, have fun, but I don't think it's gonna be very fun. So here's why, in my opinion, this does not work. First, as you guys always hear me say, consistency is key. This is not being consistent. Secondly, if you think tracking macros is difficult, try doing this. It's gonna be a lot more difficult trying to remember what days you ate less, what days you ate more, and then making sure you actually eat the right amount of calories by the end of the week. 3, where you sabotage your progress because you're saving calories for a rest day when your calories could have been good for that leg day that you had. So you have to consider that. If you're taking away 200 calories one day because you're going to have a party or something and you would rather eat them there, you take it on a leg day where you want to gain muscle or just put in a great workout. And then to know that, let's say you're eating at a deficit as it is, you go under by 200 more, now what are you doing? You're cannibalizing your muscle, right? So say that you don't do it on leg day. So hey, Florina, if I'm not doing it on leg day, is it okay? Now, you're constantly yo-yoing your diet, and I've spoken about this before, how it doesn't work. You can't do that. Having a cheat day is okay, where at the end of the week, you allow yourself to have a little bit extra calories. It's actually good for the body because it kind of shakes it up, and then you feel guilty, and then you're strict for another 6 days. So it's okay to do it that way, but when you're constantly going up, down, up, down, up, down, your body, and especially for women, is gonna start fearing that, hey, this day she doesn't have food, so maybe we should hang on to some of this, don't you think? And that's not a good thing. Guys can get away with doing things like this because their bodies are fine when you put them at such a deficit. They don't respond the way we respond. As I told you guys from the previous video about how our bodies, let's say you go on a diet with your husband and you're both on fat loss and he's getting such great progress and you're both eating 1,200 calories, which I would never suggest, but he's getting progress, you're not. Why? Well, as a woman's body, we are meant to store more fat. We make life, we preserve life. Once we have the baby, we still need to keep it alive. So our life in that aspect is more important. So our body's always gonna try to save us, no matter what. But if you're constantly up and down with your calories, how are you gonna find your perfect calories, the ones that work for you? That is so important. That's why when I have my clients, and I set them up on macros, no matter how well you calculated it, and these are your macros, they're never set in stone. Sometimes they don't work. You gotta make adjustments and you gotta find those perfect calories once they're getting great progress. And then sometimes they'll be like, Florina, should we do a cut or should we do something? I'm like, no, don't touch that. You know, if you're getting progress, leave it there, be consistent. The only time you should be changing anything is you're not seeing any progress whatsoever. So I'm very much against this. This is my opinion. Of course, if you talk to somebody else, they might tell you otherwise. You got to do what you think is right, what's easier for you, what's easier to sustain. If you, like I said, if you want to give it a shot, go for it. Be a human, your own human experiment. But in my opinion, I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm gonna explain why.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a visual as to why, because I feel like that works better to make you understand why this isn't gonna work. Also, keep in mind, your body doesn't know when a week starts and when it ends. When it ends, does it know it's starting a new week? Not really. That can get very confusing, so remember that, think about that as well. And also, the only way a body actually knows when the day starts and when it ends is if you fast regularly every day. But it has no way of knowing if it's Monday or if it's Friday. All right, I'm gonna use 2,000 calories as an example. I'm not saying you gotta go eat it. It's just easier for me to deal with. Let's see, this is a week. So these are your calories for a week. This is how I like to leave them. My charts when I'm tracking calories, they all line up perfectly. Now, let me show you a visual as to what you're actually doing to your body when you do this. Let's say Monday comes along and you're already deciding, I don't really feel like eating. I'm gonna save that for the weekend, right? So weekend, we'll just save the last one for the weekend. Leg day comes along and you have a great workout, but again, you just don't feel like eating. So now you're saving that there. You start getting hungry, because after leg day, let's be real, you're hungry. So you keep it, maybe you take one back. Now you have your next day coming. You're just not hungry at all. No, not hungry, don't feel like eating. And I'm telling you, this is a real thing. There are times you're just not hungry at all. Look at this. What does that look like to you? That's a body being like, holy, we don't have food available to us. Let's tap into our fat storage now. Now you got all these calories for this day. You try to eat them, but you fall short, right? It's just too much to eat. All right, let's put that into your weekend. This day comes along, because of this refeed day, you feel like shit. So you don't eat, right? You don't finish your calories. Now you have to eat these. Regardless of how you feel, you gotta eat these, right? This is what people are saying. This is how to make it work. Now, if I were to separate it really quickly and figure out how many calories these are for you, that's 5. All right, so this was what you were supposed to eat in one day. You doubled up. Say it's a rest day. How are you gonna feel come back Monday? You're not gonna feel very great, right? Let's say you have leg day. You feel too heavy to move. You decide, I'm just not gonna work out because I am in a food coma. This happens a lot. I get clients who I have them send me their screenshots, and they have days where it's like this. This is what they ate one day. But I mean, I made it up the next day, but I'm not seeing progress. Well, because one day you starved yourself, the next day you gave your body so much, it decided, I'm just gonna hang on to half of this. We're not gonna burn it. I'm gonna store it as fat, why not? That's what you're doing to your body. Consistency, balanced diet, you're never gonna beat it. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy something on the weekend. Go ahead and have yourself a little extra calories. It'll go towards your gains. If you're eating at a deficit, most likely 200 calories are not gonna take you out of a deficit. It'll maybe push you into maintenance depending where your calories are, but it's not gonna hurt you that much, and you're gonna feel good. You'll probably even wake up leaner, and it's a nice reboot, you know, to know that you gave yourself something. But I wouldn't do all this. This is just, it's craziness. It takes too much time, and you may get to the end of the week like, I can't get those calories in. Have you screwed up your week? Yes, you have. And for people that say your body knows when the week starts or ends, after you've just eaten 4,000 calories that you were forced to eat because you saved your calories till the end, come Monday, and you gotta eat 2,000 calories, you think you're gonna do it? Most likely not. You're probably gonna eat like 800 calories. I've seen a lot of people do this where they're like, no, I'm stuffed, I'm full, I don't wanna eat. And this is where plans go to fail. This is where macros suck. This is where your diet felt like it was such a big chore to you because you ended up sabotaging yourself by the end of the week. Balance is key, guys, and consistency. And this goes back to fancy workouts. I grind those and make fun of those. This is exactly what this is. People trying to make their diet fancy. Why? There's no point. You're hurting your metabolism. You're being inconsistent. You're sabotaging your progress. Especially if you're the type of person that you can't stay committed to something like this. You're gonna give up when you see 4,000 calories that you need to eat, you know? It doesn't make sense to do it this way. Another thing by doing this is you're not gonna regulate. You're not gonna go to the bathroom as often. Days where you severely undereat, you're not gonna go to the bathroom. So if you're constantly messing with your body's functioning system, there has to be some side effects. You have to understand that when something is not balanced, your body will react to it. And that's an important key if you are trying to stay lean, because you will be bloated if you're constipated. And if you're trying to keep your skin clear, you want to keep a regular lifestyle every day. Make it a lifestyle, not something this crazy chaotic that you have to constantly be thinking about. I've always been the type that I like to keep things simple. Even when it comes to makeup, you have those people that use like 10 different shades on their eyes when it all comes down to the same shade when I use my one brown shade, you know? I never understood that. I hate that. I want the shortcut, the fast result. So the same thing with diets. There's how many diets nowadays, and what does it all equal up to? Eating at a deficit, right? So it seems like people feel the need to overcomplicate things to either make themselves seem knowledgeable or to sell something. Sell the next new diet plan, sell this, sell that, when they all equal to the same thing. Simplicity is amazing because one, anyone can do it, even a busy mom, because I'm not asking them to change things around constantly, but there's proof it works because you see my clients' photos, the progress they get, how fast they get it, and it's because they stay consistent. If they're not consistent, I know that when they send their progress photos, I should say, because we privately email constantly, when they send when they send their progress photos to me and I don't see change, I know it's one of two things. Either their body is a little more stubborn and they need a little bit more time, or they're not being consistent with their macros. And as soon as I address this and they send me screenshots and we fix that, Florina, I feel so much better. Told ya. You know why? Because we're not taking what happened at the end of the week and then next week we're waiting for the whole week to pass again. What I do is I fix your macros and you start seeing progress within 2-3 days. You feel leaner. It may not be visible, but you feel it. Now say I've changed your macros, but you gotta wait a whole week to feel if maybe the change happened or not. Why would you want to do that, right? It just takes much longer. So simplicity is key and I love it. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. It's okay if you don't agree with me. This is my opinion and I've seen it work time and time again, so that's why I stick to simplicity. Anyways, I have to go hit the gym. I gotta get my leg workout in today. I've kind of been taking forever making this video for you guys, so I gotta go hit the gym now.
There was no audio.
I'm sorry?
There was no audio.
That entire clip?
Yeah.
He was just pranking me, but I told him I'm not doing it again. I don't care. That's how long it took. It's already like what, 1:30, and we've been doing it for like 3 hours, right? Or at least planning with these two munchkins, having them like eat and get them comfortable just so I could do the video unbothered. I was like, no, I don't care. I'm never doing it. do a finisher. I usually do the rubber bands you guys have seen me use, but now I'm gonna use this baby because I really want to target the sides and also the inner. And this works really great. It's a killer. Usually you can do it sitting or even standing, but I feel like if you get in the squat position, oh, it burns. Once you start doing it, you feel it on the insides mostly, but then once you get weak and you need help, your outside starts to get pretty engaged. That's why I like doing it, because that's the part that I kind of lack the most is the sides. I have like an indent. Most people do, where the butt kind of goes in here. Now you probably have seen it when I stand like kind of like on a side or something and it just goes flat. But if you turn, you have the butt. It's just, I don't know, the sides. I always had it. A lot of athletic people will have it unless your bone structure is a little different and you're more hippie. That's what separates girls that are straight and girls that are hippie. But you can build that part out. You just gotta build enough muscle. It's gonna take time.
I'm doing home gym.
Huh?
I'm doing home gym. You need that.
Yeah, and if you have a home gym, something like this, or like those finisher with the bands, like that's also very good because it's very similar. I just like to mix it up so I don't get bored. All right, so this is the finished product. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell for notifications. And until tomorrow, nope, tomorrow's Saturday. Until Sunday, bye guys.